What's up? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Are you speaking to me? Oh, I don't know how I'm going to let you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 2023 Wadsworth High School Marching Band. Leading the band in drum nation, Panel 1. Ethan Friedrich and Jake Robot. Our color guard is directed by Jessica Corson and Vanessa Lloyd. Percussion director is Ryan Louie. Percussion arranger David Stelzer, and front ensemble coordinators Adam Quinn. Dana Albrecht Hire and Sam Field direct the Grizzlies Marching Band. To honor our military, the band will now play Lee Greenwood, God Bless the USA.
I'm going to just tell you when there's a timeout or something to have them do something to try and get a shot.
The color guard this evening consists of Wadsworth Legion Post 170 and DFW Post 89 members. They are Ryan Miller, Sergeant, U.S. Army; Ron Hossel, Sergeant, U.S. Army; Jeff Houston, Army Reserve retired; Bob Wagar, First Sergeant, Ohio National Guard, retired; and Tim Wilson, First Sergeant, U.S. Army Reserves, retired. At this time, would everyone please rise? Men and boys, remove your hats and remain silent for the presentation of colors and our national anthem. Then please remain standing and silent after the national anthem until the colors have left the playing field.
The following is a presentation of WCTV.
And he's in the end zone for an unbelievable touchdown.
Live from the Gridiron on Grandview in Artwright Stadium. Welcome to Week 4 of 2023 OHSAA football season and Salute the Troops night. Tonight, the Twinsburg Tigers coming to Artwright Stadium 2-1 on the season, having blown out their last two opponents by a combined score of 103-20. Wadsworth will be looking to get their training back on the tracks tonight. Tough loss to crosstown rival Medina Bees. Hello, I'm Robert Rickenbacker, along with my partner, one Wadsworth Sports Hall of Famer, Scott McMillan. Scott, last week the Grizzlies fell to Medina 40-23, making that a fifth straight loss to the bitter rivals crosstown, which happens to be the first time since 1942 such a streak has existed. Medina dominated the time of possession, had 28 more offensive plays than the Grizzlies, and were able to convert 7 fourth-down plays to keep Wadsworth's offense off the field. Tonight, Will Stack, Kyle Figueroa, and company look to get the Wadsworth running game back on track.
Yeah, Robert, as you said, Wadsworth's defense allowed Medina to convert 7 fourth-down attempts last week. They just were not able to get off the field on 3rd and 4th down, including the Bees' opening drive, which was a 17-play, 79-yard drive that ended in the Bees' touchdown. All told, the defense gave up 454 yards of total offense to the Medina. Wadsworth's offense managed 286 total yards, and they were able to move the ball somewhat in the first half behind Kyle Figueroa, who had 15 carries for 66 yards and a touchdown. He had 4 catches for 33 yards and a touchdown. And, of course, the running and throwing of Will Stack, who had 6 carries for 46 yards and a touchdown. He was 11 of 18 passing for 168 yards and a touchdown. They were really undone by a Figueroa fumble that was returned for a Medina touchdown and a couple of holding penalties that we got to watch out for that negated big plays on offense. But even with those big plays, Robert, Wadsworth still went in the locker room at halftime. They were only down 26-17, but Medina was really able to contain Figueroa and Stack on the ground in the second half, and that was a big difference. Special teams a bright spot for Wadsworth last week. They were able to return the ball well, start with good field position behind the running of Tyler Probst, who blocked the Medina PAT. Jack Dinwiddie converted a 41-yard field goal, and Will Reese averaged 42 yards on his 5 punts. So they will certainly look to continue that level of play tonight against Twinsburg.
Yeah, absolutely. As you just saw, the Grizzly Grizzly team come out onto the field. They're wearing their Stars and Stripes uniforms. They wear once a year for the salute to the troops. So we're looking for a great game tonight. Twinsburg, an unusual. They're a little bit better than the usual Twinsburg team we see. So we don't know what we're going to get. Tigers are coached by second-year head coach Charles Salter. He's 5-8 overall. They do come in, like I said, 2-1 on the season. Winners of the last two games. They've blown out Copley 55-6 last week, and week before beat North 58-14. Twinsburg did open the season with a loss against a very good Aurora team. 17-7 was the loss. Aurora is a perennial deep playoff team in Division III every year. Aurora's only loss on the season, came at the hands of Painesville Riverside squad. It'll tell you how good they are. They beat Menor last week. They're a very good program. Twinsburg has 22 lettermen back this year. They have 6 returning starters on both sides of the ball. They were led by quarterback and second-year starter, junior Joey Powlak. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds. He has a strong arm and doesn't hesitate to run the ball when he has to. He's got some big guys up in front of him. He's got Zane Herndon, who's 330 pounds. Eloy Gagpo, 240 pounds, and Will Cunningham at 275. They're all three of them are 6'3", and between the three of them average 281 pounds. Defensively, Tigers definitely led by 2 3-year starters in the middle at linebacker in Peyton Jones and Major Grant. So Scott coming to tonight here. My concern is coming off that tough loss to a bitter rival, which the game didn't go their way. And if they're still licking their wounds from last week and they overlook a Twinsburg team that's better than usual Twinsburg team, I wonder if this is a trap game.
Yes, they are. That's a good point. Yeah, and that's always the big question right after you have some adversity, how Wadsworth responds. And like you say, Twinsburg coming in off two straight wins.
Yeah,
and they don't get that very much at Twinsburg. So
no, they have not.
Trying to get that turned around up there, and
they've always had great players. It's just they've never been able to put it together, and they're coming in with a lot of confidence. They played in the lost opening season and against a very good squad in Aurora, and then rolled 2 teams. Now, granted, Copley and North are not the best, but they just flat out rolled them.
Yeah.
So they're coming in with confidence. So be interesting what we see here tonight. Now, Twinsburg did win the toss, and they deferred, so the Grizzlies will be on offense first here tonight. So we'll see if we'll see here in the first quarter quickly if Coach Todd got through to the young men tonight.
Got their attention. Yeah. They we were talking before the game. They did not play poorly against Medina, but again, turnovers in big games, penalties in big games. We talk about penalties, and those are things that are unusual for Wadsworth team. Let's see if they can clean those up.
Yeah, and here we see the kickoff here. Twinsburg's kicking off. Ball's deep. Metzger lets it goes in end zone. Oh, actually it went out.
Snuck
out. Very nice. Metzger had to make that split decision. Was it going to go out of bounds or go through the end zone? He let it go and went out of bounds for him. So that brings him to the 35. Is that correct? I believe. We'll see here in a moment when they place it. But the starting lineup, Will Stack's going to be at quarterback. Kyle Figueroa is going to be your starting tailback. You're going to have Drew Jones at one of the receivers, Tyler Prost possibly, Ryan Keaton, Caden Shriver, and Reese Simmons are your receivers. Typically, your linemen left to right is Evan Crowley, Gabe Lucky at left guard, John Byers at center, Brady O'Connor, and Eli Kaufman at right tackle. Will Stack fires off hard, quickly to the right, close to the first down marker.
Nice throw and catch. Caden Shriver, just a little stop route out there. And Twinsburg with some big boys up front, Robert, and they had 4 on the line. So that, if they're coming in, they're looking at stopping Will Stack and Kyle Figueroa running and Metzger.
They're looking for force him to throw. And Coach Todd opened up throwing it. Looking to throw once again. Off to the other side, almost identical play to the other side. Picks up 8-9 yards.
Yeah, nice, and it's almost a run, right? You just throw it out to the flat to Keaton, little out route, good protection. So far so good, and if we can move the ball, little 5-6 yard chunks in the pass, so you can loosen things up a little bit here.
Yeah, no one ever complained about getting 5 yards had a pop.
Not when we were playing.
Quickly thrown out to the right. Figure Eight has it. It has the first down and more. Gets pushed out of bounds near the 35-yard line.
And that's a nice way to get the ball in your playmakers' hands, right? Wadsworth likes that little wide screen, usually to a wide receiver. Figure Eight's out here again.
And the same formation to the other side again. Stack throws back to the right side. Caught once again, close to the first down marker. I think that's Schreiber once again, yes.
Yep. And
see, interesting. The first two plays, right, left, right, and then they made the same formation to the left. And wondering if they making Twinsburg think it was going back to the left.
And they are making Twinsburg defend the pass here.
Make them run, coverage the whole field. Full Stack looking to throw once again. Now rolls right. He's got plenty of time. Now he takes off with it. Gets the first down and a little bit more before he's pushed out of bounds.
Good coverage, and the problem there for Twinsburg, of course, is you almost want to get the ball out of Will Stack's hands a little bit. You hate to have him out there running around with it. He can make a play with his feet as he did there, but very good protection by the big guys up front for Wadsworth. Had plenty of time to survey the field. It just didn't look like anybody was open.
So we're going to have Figure Eight next to Stack to the right of him. Keaton in motion. Fake jet sweep. Stacks. Pulls it back down. Now rolls left. Keeps it. Drew Jones with a nice block to get a couple, 4 or 5 more yards.
Nice block by Drew. And again, good coverage by Twinsburg. Wadsworth tried to run a little wheel route with Figure Eight out of the backfield. That's a tricky route to cover, but Twinsburg jumped on it. And there's just no place to go, but there's nobody to account for Will Stack.
And so it is a long developing play, too. If you're bringing the running back out of the backfield, running that wheel route, it takes a little bit of time and a lot of time to do it. Stack rolls right again, throws. Intended for number,
that was Keaton, I think.
Again?
And, yeah, little, and he had a little bit of room, but couldn't pull it in. Just a little too far for him on the pass. A lot of these teams, Robert, they'll employ on defense a spy, or a shadow for the quarterback. And, against a kid like Will Stack, you think that'd be a good idea, but I don't see one.
Yeah, I don't
He's
see
kind of
one.
running around free.
It's hard to find another play on the other side that runs a 4-5.
Right, to do that.
And Will Stack keeps it, runs right up the middle, and he's going to go in and score.
Problem, yeah.
Yep. He's got such great blazing speed, and he got hit pretty good in the backfield.
Yep, broke the
and
tackle.
Still broke the tackle.
The other thing he does so well is handle the ball. Good fake to Metzger there, and the running backs carry out those fakes well. They know what they got, and the linemen, good job just staying with blocks.
You see the replay here. Fakes the jet sweep to Metzger.
And that's Major Grant for Twinsburg, who was in the backfield, and Will went right through him.
Now, Will's not that big of a young man. He's only 5'10", 170. Major Grant's all 210 pounds of him. He broke the tackle.
He's a good player.
Yeah, good player. 3-year starter.
Good start.
Great start.
Good start.
Really only one incomplete pass, and they almost passed all the way down the field here, except for some runs by the quarterback.
I'm trying to think that they had no handoffs to the running back. Those were all ground yards by the quarterback position.
Coach Todd's trying to send a message to future opponents. If you're going to load the box up on me, we can still throw.
Well, and they did.
Yep.
They're good to see. Very good to see.
Yes. We have to be capable of doing both run, the pass, whatever needs to be done. In Division I, there's no gimme games anymore when you get in the playoffs.
Yeah. You asked about how Wadsworth was going to respond after last week. That's a pretty good response.
Great
Right
response.
down the field. No negative plays.
And no penalties,
No penalties.
which is huge. You know, we were talking about penalties. There's a stat here. Under Coach Todd's first 7 years, this is his 8th season coaching here, Wadsworth's averaged 48 penalty yards per game. They're averaging 103 yards per game in penalties right now this year. That's 100 yards.
It's hard to win.
Yeah, that's hard.
And you're not going to beat, we said, you're not going to beat the Medinas and teams like that.
Dinwoody's kick is down the sideline. What a hop. And just almost dies on the goal line. Goes in, is only 1 yard deep. So they'll be brought out to the 20 in Twinsburg.
I was looking at Jack. He was kind of shaking his head. I was wondering if that was a pretty nice kick. I was wondering if he did that on purpose, but just kind of put a foot into it. But I think he mishit that one, but it ended up working out well.
I agree with you on that. So offensively, we're going to see, well, I don't know quite what we're going to see. We did not get their starting rosters before the game, but starting quarterback, as we said, is, it's Pollock.
Yep, Pollock. He can play.
Number 3, he rolls left to throw, caught on the first play. Picks up about 6 yards. And caught by number 1, Cam Wright. He's a senior, 5'8", 165 pounds.
Nice play to start out with Kilker in there. Made the play. Good confident throw by Pollock on first down.
Hand off to number 2, Holcroft.
Jacob Ernest jumped in there, from his linebacker spot, and looked like they didn't get a helmet on him. And they maybe got a yard on that. Big third down for Twinsburg here.
Brings up 3rd and 1. Running back setting it to the right. They're going to throw. Complete to number 19. Looks like J.D. Okoma.
Yeah, another nice throw and catch. Just a little out route. Just right in the soft part of the zone there. Wadsworth back in zone and finding a hole. Sometimes it's just about finding a hole and being patient.
Yep.
Taking
what's given.
What's given.
Pollock keeps it, runs right up the middle. Still on his feet. Still going. Wow.
Holy smokes.
Absolutely every bit of 10 yards after he was stopped.
I was about to say completely stuffed by there are about 5 Grizzlies in there to start. And that's that beef up front, I think, for Twinsburg that you talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, they have at least one 300-pounder.
330-pounder.
And a couple that are close.
Yeah. Like I said, just between 3 of them, they're over 280 pounds, and they're 6'3". They're big young men.
That's better defense there. It looks like Parker Ross getting off the bottom of the pile. Luke Ryder. It's 2 good players right there for Wadsworth. Ross and Ryder have been through a lot of battles.
Yes.
Luke Ryder just moving so quick from the nose guard, just moving down the line there and stuffing everything and making plays from nose guard.
So it brings up 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Caught, complete. Taken out of bounds after he crosses the Wadsworth 45.
That's a good throw and catch. I mean, that was Sean Kincaid on the coverage, and it was not bad coverage. And I was looking, that was about the only place Pollock had to go, and he went there. Good read.
Pollock, he did start last year. He had 1,700 yards last year as a sophomore. So he's got a nice, what I like him, he makes a good decision. He throws it. He makes a decision, throws it. He doesn't hesitate, He keeps it. Still on, so he picks up the first down. He picks up a good 8 yards. Chains move once again. Now that's Grizzlies starting defense. They do a lot of rotation. They try to keep their linemen fresh. Usually it's Luke Ryder, Zach Wise, and Drew Jones, and Noah Telfala, along with Bryce Pollock get rotated into the D-line. You got Jacob Ernest at one linebacker, Parker Ross. You'll see Kyle Figueray and Braden O'Connor at linebackers. You got a whole host of defensive backs. You got Liam Russell, number 6. Tyler Prost is usually in there. Simon Kilker, number 20. Gavin Madigan. You'll see him. Travis Graham, and who you usually get to see in the secondary. We got one of the Grizzlies, number 6. Is that number 5? That's number 6. That's Liam Russell right there.
And I just was looking at timeout now for the injury, but you had mentioned they like to rotate, and I had seen Evan Crowley and Noah Tefteller were in the game, and they just slide Luke Ryder over to defensive end.
Yep.
Versatile.
Yeah, versatile. And it
So
makes
a little more beef, maybe. You get Tefteller and Crowley in, and maybe stuff up the run a little bit.
Yep. As a defensive lineman rotating down the line, moving people around, that puts a disadvantage on the offensive line. They don't know what they're going to get, what the speed is, what the strength is, and they keep moving around. That's really good. Handoff. And Madigan, number 23, right there at the line of scrimmage to stop that for a short gain. We'll bring up 2nd and 9. We'll call it.
I was about to say that was Tefteller there coming in from nose tackle, but Madigan was so quick. He got in the backfield before our lineman could get in. Coming off the edge.
Tight end, H-back, both motion back over. They're going to roll right. Wide open tight end that crosses the field. Wide open, number 11. He's tackled near Wadsworth 5-yard line.
Yeah, Wadsworth sent linebackers there, trying to put pressure on, stop the run, and I think they had one blitz and one bit on the fake, and then threw it right where they were supposed to be in pass coverage.
I'm impressed by their offense. Definitely nice job here. And that was caught by number 11, Josh Collins. He's a junior, 5'9", 190-pound.
John mentioned dink and dunk with Wadsworth from the van, and we're getting the same thing put on us here by Twinsburg.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Yep, down near the goal line. Does not cross it. It'll be right at maybe the 6-inch.
Boy, this is tough, short yardage.
Yep.
It's not a bad idea behind that big line. Just snap it and follow him.
Bryce pulls that, getting in there now. The 2nd down play. Quarterback keep. And they're going to
same play other side. Yeah. Boy, that's a big time drive by Twinsburg. Big time answer.
Yes, absolutely. And I will say I've seen all 7 Twinsburg games in the past, and this is the best Twinsburg's look, period, at any point in time. So offensively.
You mentioned Pollock, very assertive and authoritative with his throws. Good reads.
Kick is up, and it is good. Ties it up, 7-all.
Several times. Sorry, Robert. I was going to say several times watching the secondary there, Wadsworth had guys covered, and Pollock hit the one guy that he could get it to.
And sometimes that is the play call, like you said. We sign a blitz, and one player is assigned to pick up the other player and get on the fake. One step, that's all it's needed for that guy to get past you and be open like that. This is Wadsworth, as you see as the 7th meeting against Twinsburg. We've been averaging over 26 points a win in those 7 games.
7-0.
Yep.
And a lot of those, as you say, were very good Wadsworth teams.
Yes.
Playing against Twinsburg teams that were really struggling. The thought is that Wadsworth has the advantage tonight, but it certainly looks like the gap is closed.
Yes. Well, we'll see if Wadsworth can answer. The kick is back. Looks like it's going to Metzger. He takes it at the 6-inch line. Breaks one tackle, but it's taken down to the 15-yard line. Coach Todd will next time tell him that one you may want to let go on the end zone, Nathan. But Grizzlies will start their next possession at about the 15-yard line.
These guys are so slippery back there, Metzger and Probst. You like to give them a chance to make a play.
Right.
But you're right.
It's
sets them back a little bit.
you
Start
did
to
that
15.
back in the day when you played.
I-
You only got a split
I did
second.
do that. When you're returning kicks, you only get your hands on the ball so many.
Yes. Keating in motion, I believe. Figure eight with his first carry of the night, and he'll picks up 5 yards.
And Wadsworth had a good drive, the first drive, that ended in 7. So, you just, if you're the offense, you just pick right up there. And, you looks like a lot of those linemen for Twinsburg are on the defensive line. They'll get worn down.
We got Shriver and Jones at the top of the screen. Hand off to Figure eight. He's going to pick up only about 2 yards, and he'll bring up a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Yeah, to your point there, they have a lot of guys going both ways. They do not have a big roster. Stack's going to start with an empty backfield. We got that quad receiver set at the top of the screen.
They really have Twinsburg outmanned.
Yes. I mean, Stack keeps it. Makes one miss. He's not going to pick up the first down. He's going to be short. He's going to bring up 4th. A long one. We'll see what Coach Todd does here. Does he punt it away or does he gamble?
This is interesting. Yeah.
Offense
it looks like
staying on the field.
He's a gambler, Robert, as you know. This is a tough place to not convert.
Well, we did play Medina last week, who does not like to punt at all.
Yeah.
Maybe that rubbed off on him. But
when you're running, dink and dunk, that's a yard and a half is all you need.
Figure eight in the pistol formation behind Stack. Now they look over for the play call. Coach Todd calls a timeout. Play clock was down to 3 seconds. So we got 3:50 left in the first quarter, and we use our first timeout.
And Wadsworth's been pretty good in these situations, these short yards. It's really hard. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going figure eight or stack, but it's easier said than done when you're trying to stop that.
Especially when it's Will Stack. He's a very elusive runner. As we saw earlier, ask Major Grant, who ran out of his tackle earlier.
And he handles the ball so well. He's, with some of these read plays that they run now out of the spread, you got to be a good ball handler, quarterback. And that's really hard on the defense. So now they're going to punt.
Yep, now they're going to punt. Yep. Will Reese will be back to punt this away. I believe it's Max Hatfield who's doing the snapping. Number 65 for the Grizzlies is a senior. And he's done a pretty good job long snapping all year. To Twinsburg up. There we go.
I just wasn't. That's
sorry.
why I was silent. I didn't want to say anything.
Max, I'm sorry, young man.
As soon as I said that, I said I'm going to wait till he gets a good snap here. But he has done what that's one of those positions, Robert. You don't notice it until something goes awry.
Yeah, absolutely. That was Brad Watson for the Grizzlies, number 63 on the tackle. Came off of a blocker was trying to block him and made the tackle. Twinsburg starting out with great field position with their second possession. Now it's up to the Grizzly defense to make a stop.
Yeah, not a bad punt by Will.
No.
You got to handle that snap, and he's done a very good job. Did a really good job last week in Medina. 42-yard average, and Medina brings the heat on you as well. So you got to catch it and get rid of it.
Yeah.
And Will Reese only a sophomore, so that's a big situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a.
As we look and see their cheerleaders, it's cheerleader alumni night. Boy, I'm glad they don't have former player alumni night playing on the sidelines. Everyone would be hurt. We got them. There's our former mayor. Not former,
Current mayor,
current mayor.
Former cheerleader.
I may get another call now calling it former mayor, who I believe is up for election
Mayor
here.
Lava. Yeah.
She's going to be very upset. And she's hoping
Former
that
cheerleader.
I don't jinx her like I did their snap. I bet you they're going to get a call on Monday. But, yeah.
Cheerleader alumni. Yeah.
Yep. Here we go. Twinsburg's under center. We're getting ready to snap. Ball is. He's going to keep it and run it. Slides down after. They're going to get a late hit, I believe.
And there's where we talked about those penalties. That's
Need to see it from that side, but
I couldn't quite see it from where we're at, but
also
couple
looks like
Grizzlies kind of diving in,
helmet first, which is always
big no. Yeah, that's
it's a 15-yard penalty.
That's just, you got to be smarter than that, Robert. We could see up here he was about to slide.
And heck, that was even during the slide. I think he was way down after.
That's a big play.
Big play. I mean, I couldn't tell, Coach Todd will know who that was on, but boy, I'm sure that's not going to go over well in film tomorrow. Caught by number 4. He's got some running room. Madigan with the tackle, but not after. He picks up a first down once again.
Nice play by Gavin, because that was well blocked. He could have taken that all the way. Gavin had to come from his safety position and make that play.
That was number 4, Jaden Dye, senior, 5'8", 175. So Twinsburg knocking on the door.
I was just going to say that. Big sequence here.
Alak rolls left, throws. Madigan, I believe it was him. He did a nice job.
Very nice.
Getting there just as the ball got there.
Very nice.
Yeah. Last week, 14 tackles. Now, granted, we say Medina had 78 plays, I think I saw. He had 14 tackles.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
He really had a nice game. He was all over the field. Just a sophomore.
Yep. And second-year starter. He started all the games last year as a freshman. Never played like a freshman.
No.
He doesn't play like a sophomore here either. There we go.
There he is, right on cue.
Tackle for loss, too.
And that that faked me out. I was watching the running back. I thought Pollock gave it up. Boy, he's had quite a series here, Madigan. Last 3 plays. And we mentioned this is a big series, down here.
I would assume it's 2-down territory here to try to pick up 13 yards. Looking to throw, batted down, and still caught. I don't know who got their paw up. And here we go, replay. We'll see who got it.
Maybe Crawley there.
Yep, it was number 53.
Ivan Raines was out on the coverage and made sure it didn't go any further than it did.
They still picked up 2. They makes 4th and 11. They will kick it. And he's got a left. That's a lefty, is that not right?
Lefty.
Yeah. You don't see that too often as a kicker.
Noel Nichols.
Nice
that looked
block.
like it got blocked.
There we go. Grizzly defense and special teams really come up, but now here's another penalty.
That's in the backfield. And I'm wondering.
Someone not set on offensive line.
Wondering if somebody hit the snapper.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. You now let.
That may be what it is.
Yep. We thought we got down, got off the field, but
let's talk about penalties.
Coach Todd is arguing his case, but he's going to lose it. And now he's getting fired up about it. I'd like to see that play. I bet you're right.
And that's a.
Thank you. So looks like let's see what Twinsburg's going to do here.
Well, that's a personal foul, so that's an automatic first down.
That's what I thought, but they haven't.
They changed it on the board.
Yeah. So it's going
They
to be.
still have fourth down on the stick.
It's going to be first down from the 7-yard line. Boy, that kills you right there. And not knowing exactly what it was, Coach Todd's still arguing. Yeah, I bet you it was something to do with coming over, hitting the snapper. Yeah.
Can't do that anymore. Yeah, that's kind of like a defenseless position.
Truly is. You're really big about it.
Yeah, they protect that snapper on punts and field goals. And we jumped.
Yep. Wow.
I believe on that field goal attempt, I believe Probst blocked it, and he came from the outside, so that didn't even really affect. You're coming up the middle, and those penalties are bad enough, and then it's a penalty that really didn't affect the outcome. Right. And now we're in that zone where kind of snap. They still haven't changed the down marker, showing fourth down, but now we're in that zone where snap at the Pollock and just run straight ahead behind the big guys. And why change it?
Yeah. Okay, so it's still fourth down. Was not a first down originally. It's fourth down and 3 yards to go, and they're going to go for it. Quarterback keep, and I tell you what, he's still on his feet. Broke one tackle in the backfield, does not get in, and Grizzlies going to stop him on downs and get the ball back at what, the 2-yard line?
Well, I think, they are screwed up. This is because they were, so the Chains had a 4th and 1. In other words, they could have gotten a first down on the 1, so it wasn't 4th and goal, and I think that's what they did. But the scoreboard and the scoreboard and the Chains were different.
And I also heard what the ref announced.
Yeah, so we're getting 3 different.
Yeah, 3 different. And they tried it again right up the middle. This time it looks like he's going to get in. What a bizarre set of
so they had
downs here.
The scoreboard was showing 4th and goal from the 3. The Chains were showing 4th and 1 with the opportunity to get a first down, which they did. And I don't know, the official was saying something different, but it ends up we're down 6, maybe going down 7 here. Boy, that's hard when they are just going right up between the tackles.
You got 280 pounds right there in the middle. Kick is up. It is good. Twinsburg leads 14-7 with 1:04 left in the first quarter. Now, the Grizzlies offense has to.
I was just going to say
respond.
This becomes a fairly big drive here for the offense. I mean, they were stymied last series after taking a nice drive all the way down the field. Now, that first drive, they were throwing it around a little bit. Right. They didn't do that last drive.
So maybe you do that. Maybe you got to go back to throwing it around.
So we get a return here, probably.
Yeah.
They're kicking it in the corner.
Yep.
Accidentally or by design, but that's what they like to do generally. Kick it in the corner and go cover that.
Yeah. And the last 2 have been to the right side of the field towards Nathan Metzger. One Nathan return was the last one, and the first one actually went out of bounds. Let's see what happens here. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Coach Todd does offensively, if they go right back to running or going to throw, which they had success doing in the first series. Back to Metzger. He takes it from the 1. He's got some running room past the 25, down near the 28-yard line. There we go. That's a good return.
Better return, yeah. Not bad coverage by Twinsburg, but that's a little more like it. Like you said, get out outside the 25 there and give us a little room to work. We'll see what what we do here. See if we go back to the air. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, your bread and butter is still figure A and stack, but what opens things up when you can throw it out wide a little bit.
Right. And let's see how many guys they have in the box. If they're stacking it with 7 guys in the box, you're going to be hard-pressed to run that. So 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they got 7 guys there. 2 linebackers and 1 a little bit off receiver. Covered receiver, and that was caught by number 19, Keaton.
Yeah, still going those 4 receivers up top on the far side with figure A up there and throwing short side to Keaton. Just this one-on-one down here, just letting Keaton work.
Yeah, one broken tackle, and he's to the house. Thrown off to Prost, number 11. Makes 1 Tiger miss and does get, maybe picks up 1 yard.
And missed tackle by Twinsburg. But, you know, that's why you get it to our athletes. You know, Probst, and they'll make you miss.
In open space like that. Yep. So here, 3rd and 4th. 3rd and 4th down. 3rd down, 4 yards to go. Coach the plays in now.
Levitt in the game now for Wadsworth.
Lead blocker, figure eight, up the middle, picks up the first down and more.
And I love that when they put Levitt in, or, you know, that H-back that Coach Todd loves. He always has those studs playing H-back. Yep, lead up through. That's kind of like fullback when we play. You know, a little kind of slide motion.
Quickly back to the line of scrimmage now. Stack throws off, caught. That's a nice job. He's behind Keaton. He reaches behind him and picks it up. Picks up about 8 yards on first down.
Nice catch, like you said. Yeah, not a bad throw, just a little behind him. Yeah, but he stuck it in. And Keaton making a play for him. That's what you expect your receivers to make a play for your quarterback. You're not going to put it on the numbers all the time.
Prost in motion, number 11, turns upfield. Caught by Prost out of the backfield. After his motion, I should say. Picks up the first down. That is the end of the first quarter. Twinsburg leads 14-7. Now, they are responding, which is what we wanted to see. And they went back to the pass mostly. Yeah. 1 big run up there by Figure 8 right up the middle.
But, you mentioned, trap game. And that's, sometimes you come off Medina and you just don't expect this. They kind of got hit in the mouth there a little bit in the first place.
And again, I think this is a good Twinsburg team, not a Twinsburg team that we've seen in the past. That's Jax Joy. He's the wrestler. He's nationally ranked, I believe, in the top 50, I believe he is. Jackson Joy. Left him is athletic director Brad Musgrave. Coach Wenger to his right.
Two-time state wrestling champion and All-American. And All-American, that's something.
Wadsworth has produced a tremendous amount.
Just going to say Jackson Joy right in that line.
So Grizzlies start the second quarter with first down. Stack throws over the middle, caught.
I think that was Jones.
Yeah, Drew Jones, number 2. Yes, it was.
And I haven't noticed him in much, but he jumped in. Yep. Boy, he likes that seam route. And
sure
a little play action, hold the linebackers. And
nice hands. He reached out caught that with his hands.
And again, nice ball by Will. Putting it just where Drew could catch it.
Stack keeps it, runs left, untouched into the end zone. The Grizzlies do respond. Pulls within 1.
Good job blocking there. Left side of the line, Crowley at tackle and Lucky at guard, Byers at center, and Figure 8 had a really nice block out there as well, kind of leading his quarterback in.
So did number 85, Levitt, I should say. Huge block.
And a little change that's here, bringing Levitt in at that H-back position. But a little change up.
High snap. Brings it down. Kick is up. All tied up at 14.
That's a great job by Ryan Stoops, the holder.
Yes, it was.
Because that's tricky. You have to leave your position there, go up, get the ball, bring it back down, get it set.
And Dinwiddie had to probably hesitate just a little bit. His timing was off and still puts it through the uprights. Nicely done.
There's that touchdown again. Figure A leading the way.
As you see, number 85, yep.
Like Levitt standing over somebody. That's always that. It looks good in film.
Yeah, number 44 got depleted. Nice job. So some the JV score last week. It's Medina.
I was just looking, not to interrupt you, but Ryan Stoops, the holder.
Yep, Ryan Stoops. Six
touchdown passes. That's what I was just looking.
And that wasn't all the touchdowns. There was 3 more by Cooper Gray. 69-42 victory over Medina last week. Cooper Gray had 291 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. That's a wild game there.
Wild game. Ryan Stoops, the backup quarterback and holder. 6 touchdown passes. That's at any level. That's tough.
Tough. 9 touchdowns in the game, in the JV game, by one team, not combined. But yeah, that's great. Let's see. Freshman won over Stowe, I believe it was, 38-0. And I believe, yeah.
Dinwiddie kicks that into the fans. I heard you and Mike, I'm standing in for Mike today. I heard you guys talking about Dinwiddie, number 2 ranked kicker in the state of Ohio right now.
Yeah, so and we get one more year. And his leg, and watching he's a starter as a freshman kicker. His legs just gotten stronger every year. Got one more year with him. That's going to be great.
Even at this level, that's an explosive kick. You kick that right through the end zone, won't bounce, and it's into the stands. And that's a weapon.
Yeah, when you can't return it, you can't get a kickoff return for touchdown to set up your offense or anything. Nicely thrown off and caught by number 4. Guy.
And Twinsburg throwing it over there now to the short end. Probes on the coverage out there. Figure A out there helping him. Figure A going both ways here. Figure A so aggressive and physical, it's just hard to keep him off the field.
Right now we got Wise, Telfeller, and I believe it is number 8. No, I'm sorry. Number 9, Luke Ryder at the defensive end spot on the right side. Got pressure. Flushes the quarterback out. He's got lots of space to run, and he slides down near the 40. Picks up near 20 yards.
And I was watching the secondary. Looked like Wadsworth was in a man-to-man there in the secondary, and that's what you get with man-to-man. Everybody's turning and following no zone. And so the quarterback can get into the second level. There's a lot of yards out there.
Pollock looks over to see what the play call is. Thrown out to the swing man out of the backfield, number 7. Catches it. We'll pick up 4 yards.
Nice play by Madigan again. A pretty nice job by Probes was out there. They were blocked, but sometimes you just have to. If you're on the interior, you're playing your gap. On the outside, you're stringing it out until you can get help.
Keep everything inside. Keep your outside shoulder free. Keep all the players inside, and like you said, you're waiting for your teammates to come help you out. Hand off to 7, and he's going to lose 3-4 yards here. Nicely done.
Crowley had the first hit, wasn't able to bring him down, but really slowed his progress there. Wadsworth playing the bigger kids up front here.
Parker Ross was in there as well.
brought back on their 31.
Bryce Polsak in the game, the rider out, so just rotating these defensive linemen on Wadsworth.
Trying to keep them fresh, keep their legs a little bit fresher for later in the game. Same play. Picks up close to 8 yards. And they'll come up. They'll make an interesting call here for
Now
the
they have the
Twinsburg.
decision.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they'll bring up 4th and 1, 4th and 2 is what they're going to place the ball down.
Well, I don't think they punted here, do you? I mean, at this point of the field against Wadsworth, the way they've been running short yardage.
We haven't been able to stop their quick pass game either. I mean, it's just a quick throw out. See what happens here.
It's like Wadsworth and man again, everybody in the box.
Kep does a great job spinning out of
boy,
that.
I don't think he got it.
Very close. This side, the line judge, I think, gave it to him. Initially, he was stopped.
They did give it to him. Boy, he did not get it by much, Robert.
Initially, he was stopped in the backfield, but spun out of it. He just picks up enough yardage. Yep, ball's at the 50-yard line.
Well, if we had the red flag like the NFL, I might throw it there.
And I believe that's Madigan once again on the tackle. Comes in flying in after it's caught. Wise checking back in. Zach Wise, number 5 at defensive end.
J.D. Okumo with the catch. Boy, Pollock puts it right on the numbers. Wadsworth is not giving them much room in the secondary. They're up in their face man to man here and sending people in the box.
Now they're showing blitz as it is. He backs out of the blitz. Miss it, makes one Grizzly miss. Now he's running it out of bounds, and boy, he hits number 7. I believe that's Travis Graham and hits him hard. Right on the sideline there.
It is, yeah. Parker tried to push him out and really kind of stopped his momentum, but Pollock got a lick in there.
Paul's
Well, he's a good player.
Yes, he is. Very impressed by him. Thrown over the middle of a little screen. And tell you what, nicely covered by Madigan again.
Yeah, that was actually Figure, I think, in that.
That
Figure
was.
and Luke Ryder in there. That was well played, well defended.
Sean Kincaid, number 1, checks in secondary. Brings up 2nd and 11. That was a 1-yard loss. Pollock rolls right, throws. Diving attempt to be caught. He had a step on number 26 who was covering him, which was Madigan. I'm sorry, not Madigan. Ivan Raines was on coverage. Had a step on him, but
had a step on him. Not a bad throw, but
no. Strong throw.
Yeah. Wadsworth sending some heat here, which they haven't done as much the last couple of weeks. They really sat back against Medina and just tried to cover.
Now with that quarterback.
Yeah,
he's
trying to cover receivers.
Yeah, that was tough.
I mean, yeah, you pick your poison there, right? I mean, you can sit back and you can
try to keep everything in front of you, or timeout Twinsburg. I believe that was their first timeout of the night.
So that's an interesting 3rd and long. You know, you think this is probably 4-down territory. And not a bad timeout, you know, when you think about it, just see where, you know, sometimes just look at time and situation. They've been moving the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be 3rd about 12, so if you can pick up half that.
So 7th graders did beat Stowe 30-24. 8th graders also won 38-0 over Stowe as well. So a lot of success coming up through the ranks yet.
Yeah, you like to see that, because that translates.
Yes, it does. Looking to throw. Now pressure. Ernest in chase.
Good job by the
Great
defense.
job.
I think that
Brings up 4th down and 10. And I think they're going to have to go for it. It doesn't make sense not to go for it.
I think that was Raines again. Raines making some plays. He was on the coverage last play, and Raines
Caused a fumble last week against Medina.
Jacob Ernest on the pressure was on the chase here, showed some speed. Flush Pollock, and Raines was able to make the play.
I would think they're going to roll Pollock here. What do you think? Roll him and give him an option to throw, or have to keep it and run. There he goes. Rolls it left. Throws over the middle. Incomplete. Almost intercepted. Better there. Young man wants the interception anyways, but better not to catch that. Gave up about 15, 20 yards. He just overshoots his intended receiver. First real mistake he has.
Yeah, that
on the
almost
receiver.
looked like a miscommunication there. I'm not really sure who he was throwing that to.
Number 20, that was Isaac Kilker on the coverage. I'm sorry, Simon Kilker.
Cooker having a nice year too.
Yes.
He made some plays his senior year.
Stack rolls right, looks throw, caught by Jones. Almost made the Twinsburg player miss, but picks up, looks like about 7 yards on first down.
And that little flat area has been very good to the Grizzlies on offense here. Just a little roll, like say Will Stack, and sitting somebody right in that flat.
Stack throws deep, up, lofted it, and I think
that's Jones again. Almost the same play to the other side, except Jones was on the corner route there instead of out to the flat. There was somebody in front of him in the flat. Jones, Robert's one of those kids that you got some confidence. You just throw it up around him, he's going to catch it. He's got one of those, wide catch area.
He's a big young man. Stack keeps it right up the middle, picks up maybe a short 1 yard gain. The Grizzlies do have 2 timeouts left here as the clock's ticking down with the score tied up here. They love to stick it in the end zone and score before the half because the Tigers do receive the second half kickoff. Stack drop back, throws. Good coverage. It's going to be caught. Looks like they're going to play number 82. That's Caden Shriver again. Nice catch.
And he was well covered, like you said. Stack stuck that right in there.
If not a little early on coverage, just a tad bit. Yeah. Nice job. So it brings up a short, 3rd and 3, 2 down territory though, I believe, for Coach Todd. Post in motion. Figure eight out of the backfield, wide open, down the sideline. He's going to be knocked out of bounds near the 6 yard line. Great play call there.
I was just going to say Coach Todd had the right play call there because Twinsburg sent 6. You'll see on the replay right before that, 2 linebackers jumped in and just man-to-man on the outside, and you're going to have a hard time stopping Kyle Figure out there.
Open field, running like he does. Figuere's 205 pounds. Stack keeps it, rolls right. He's going to get in. Touchdown, Grizzlies. There we go.
There's another nice answer. Nice drive by Wadsworth. Kind of using a little bit of the pass, a little bit of the run just to keep him honest, but really throwing the ball wide out there and then here you let Will Stack just take it, do his thing. That's good blocking. Brady O'Connor leading the way out there. You just got to get a hat on a hat and let Will make moves.
Good snap this time. Kick is up. Tim Woody's kicks up. It's going to be 21-14 Grizzlies with the lead with 3:45 left in the half now. That gives time for Tigers here. They got They show all 3 timeouts left for them. I think they're down to 2. I
They
thought
should be down to 2.
two.
Yeah.
so. They got plenty of time to go down the field. Nicely done. And here's the thing: no penalties in that drive against Grizzlies.
Yeah.
So
That's and that's a big thing. Yeah. You know, we keep bringing it up, and you hate to, but that's been a drive killer. So, you know, they've had, we mentioned Medina, they had 2 touchdowns called back with holdings. One of them they ultimately came up with 7 a couple of plays later, but that's you're taking points off the board. It's a tighter game than we thought.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in a 1 or 2 score game, and you just can't afford penalties and turnovers.
absolutely. As I thought I thought this was a much better Twinsburg team than what we've seen in the past, and they're definitely showing it. Definitely a good game.
And Twinsburg, you mentioned they get the ball starting the second half, so this is a big series for the Wadsworth defense.
Kick is away. He lets it go out of bounds.
Yeah, Jack does a pretty good job of pinning them over in the corner sometimes. That one a little bit, caught the sideline. But with these, you know, some of these athletes, you have to just try and, just like Twinsburg's been doing with us, try and get them to catch it in the corner and shorten the field on them.
Shorten the field, and especially some especially receivers last week that were returning the ball from the data. They have some blazing speed, and they're all on the track team out there, and they just got blazers. So a big series, like we said here. See if the Grizzlies defense can hold here, stop the Tigers from driving. Pollock just takes it and runs, picks up 5 yards before he's hit. Met by Ivan Raines, number 26, I believe it was.
Madigan in there again. Ernest in there. Those 3 kind of sandwich Pollock. And sometimes, you know, the quarterback runs. You just gotta lay the wood to him a little bit. You know, make him feel it.
He's a running back at that point. Pollock throws quickly off to the right to number 4. He's got plenty of daylight on the sidelines there.
Flag down, and that may be a hold by a wide receiver.
That would explain why he had so much territory. So,
and that's what we were talking about with Wadsworth. That's the type of stuff we've been doing. That's a huge turnaround. Holding, boy, you know, shorter turnovers. There's not much worse than holding on a big play. You know,
let's put it this way. It's now, are they going to
go spot of the foul?
Okay.
So it's not way back like it would be in the backfield, but it negates a nice offensive play.
Brings up a second down, 6 to go.
Still 3:08 left.
Pollock looking to throw. He's got pressure, pockets collapsing on him. 4 or 5 red jerseys all over him. I tell you, he didn't go down easy, though.
No, he didn't. He didn't. That was Bryce Polzak was in there first and kind of.
Luke Ryder was there. Noah Feller was there. Opens up about 3rd and 9. Again, Twinsburg has 2 timeouts left yet.
Gretchen's 3rd down and 9.
Quickly thrown off and picks up the first down. Number 4, Dye, picks it up.
Catch. Wadsworth sending pressure again, and just a little bit too much room out there on that far side. Yeah,
no hesitation in throwing it. I mean, he throws it and gets it there. It's not like he's putting air under it where you got time to recover. He zips it there and it's there. The receiver makes his cut. And
very impressive. Back to the ground. Nice 5-yard gain on first down, but that runs clock.
Yep.
Makes it 7 down and 5 now for the Tigers.
They're just letting that clock run a little bit to kill the time to make sure that if they don't pick up another first down or score, that the Grizzlies do not get the ball. And boy, same play, same result, first down.
And yet John mentioned from the van, not wanting to leave anything on the clock for Wadsworth, and that's a good point because Wadsworth, as we know, they don't need much time to go down the field and score.
Tyler Prost was on the coverage there.
Wadsworth getting some pressure on the quarterback, so you don't need to give that big of a cushion.
Pollock rolls left, sets up, throws, intended for number 1, and there goes a penalty flag. There was pushing and shoving.
There was pushing and shoving. I'm wondering if that's offense. If that's on, that was Raines on the coverage. Unless they think he was holding.
Yeah, earlier. Yep, they're grabbing he's grabbing his jersey as it saying a hold penalty. Ooh.
Well, those are always.
Yeah, it happened just before we got to him here. You can
That's
see their
where I
hands
thought there
were
was maybe a
extended.
little push off there on the offense. I thought they might call.
And I agree with you. I don't think Raines was the culprit there. I think they saw number 1, Cam Wright, pushing off a little bit, which you saw that separation right there at the same time.
Yeah.
If he was holding, you wouldn't be that much separation. Nice tackle.
Raines,
Hey, he's
making him feel it there a little bit.
Absolutely. Nice tackle. There's a 1-yard gain on that play, but
Clock running.
again, Twinsburg has both of their. They got 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, they're certainly taking their time getting the play in.
I expect a little bit more urgency now in the
A little
Twinsburg
bit when you get
offense.
to a minute.
Yep. Pressure. Great screen pass to the other side and well defended by number 16, Ernest for the Grizzlies. Nicely done.
Not fooled at all on that, Robert. Well, I saw that developing, and I was shaking a little bit. But
because at first it looked like there happened to be only white jerseys, and then Ernest showed up out of nowhere, and
he just read it. He just saw it. He just saw it develop and read it from his linebacker.
So we're down under 30 seconds left in the half.
Still sitting on 2 timeouts.
Yes. Alex got plenty of time this time, thrown over the middle, caught, first down, and more. He's down to the 4-yard line.
And that'll move the chains so the clock stops. Broken tackles there.
Now I got to give credit to the Tigers here. They've done a nice job.
They're down to
the
17
field.
seconds.
Yep.
So they're now in a situation, Robert, 17 seconds with maybe 3 plays tops.
With 1 timeout. Yep. They did take their 1 timeout, 1 timeout here. So they got 1 left.
I was looking at that running back up top, but that's a better throw and catch, broken tackle.
And Parker
there.
Ross was just a yard off him. He throws that in, threads it right in there.
Yeah,
to the receiver.
Between him and Kilker, and nice run after catch. Without the yards after catch, that's they got to use a timeout, but we just couldn't get them to the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
A good drive by Twinsburg coming down the field here, answering the Grizzlies' score.
Really impressed by Twinsburg, whether they score here or not. Certainly, you mentioned it. 7 straight losses to Wadsworth. Certainly the best team we've seen in this stadium from Twinsburg.
Yeah, absolutely. So 17 seconds left in the half. Ooh, mistake.
Nothing.
Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage there. He turned that. Someone went the wrong way, it looks like. Quarterback opened up left.
Figure 8 holding the ball up. And I think
they called their last timeout, I believe. Yep, they called their last timeout. So 12 seconds left in the half. you'd have to be, you got to get back to that line of scrimmage really quick. So what would you do? Roll and throw it?
Well,
So
I certainly
if
would
it's
throw it. Yep. They had that one timeout. They gave it one chance to kind of use that big beef up front. Right. Didn't work. Host of Grizzlies in there. Boy, that was a disaster, that play for Twinsburg. But yeah, I would roll out. I mean, Pollock looks very good.
It looks
making
really,
decisions, running the ball.
It looks good rolling out either way, left or right. Sometimes quarterback will favor one way or the other, but he's
12 seconds. You can get 2 plays here if you throw an incompletion. If they get tackled inbounds, I don't think they get another play.
I agree.
There's the roll.
You're going to run. There's a penalty flag.
Penalty flag, and I think that's a receiver again on a hold, maybe.
I agree with you. Where that was at, that's going to be hold.
And number 4,
since that
Jaden Dye is pleading his case to the wide receiver.
That's a big penalty against Twinsburg here. That could possibly stop them from scoring. He's going to leave 6 seconds left on the clock.
The officials are talking. What do we got?
Twinsburg's lining up for a field goal attempt, which is smart. Get some points on the
defensive holding. So that really doesn't make much of a difference in the big scheme. But that's one of those things, I think, Robert, when that's a tough one for the defensive back, because you see Pollock running.
Yes.
And at that point, he's a runner.
Kick is up. It is good. Ties it up 21-all with just a few seconds left in the half. That was tough. A great drive. Got it.
Great drive. Boy, oh boy.
What hat to them. Great drive. And it was earned all the way down. It wasn't given to them by any means by the Grizzlies.
And speaking of penalties, that was with a holding penalty down here about midfield. They had to overcome. So
impressive nonetheless. So looks like we're going to go in, and here's the replay.
I don't see.
I think number 4 on the outside was being held. Yeah, you watch him cut out. They're going to get right there with his hands on his back. Boy,
you have to play the ball at that point, but it doesn't unless they call it on range, just holding the receiver here, which
right
could
there.
be.
Yeah, I guess.
And maybe he's thinking, receivers running the corner route, you throw the flag, but.
That's
so
tough.
It's in the big picture, it's they decline it either way. It's a touchdown.
So I assume this is going to be squib kicked across. Yep. No, kicks it deep.
They got to cover that.
Yeah. Metzger,
boy,
up across the 25-yard line before he's taken down. What a wild bounce that was. How it bounced back into the. We thought for sure it was going to go in the end zone and then just bounce back. And that will be half Grizzlies.
Boy, what a half. Entertaining
tied up.
Half.
Yeah, very entertaining. Well, I'm sure you're going to be entertained by the bands and Dana Heyer. So we'll see what happens here. Coach Todd's and crew trying to see how they can stop their defense. Offensively, we're doing well. It's just a matter of no penalties if we can do that. But the entertaining first half.
They've gone up and down the field, on offense, and not the big plays that we're used to, but they can dunk, John mentioned, but Twinsburg's doing the same thing to us. They're staying right in it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see you right after halftime. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, We are proud to welcome to the field, under the direction of Mr. Ryan Bonus, the 2023 Twinsburg Marching Tenor Band. The band is brought onto the field by junior drum major Ryan Kramer and senior drum major Jacob Seifert. The Jackson 5 were certified hit makers in the early 1970s and helped launch Michael's superstar career. This late 70s disco inspired hit opens our show. Coming up, Blame It on the Buggy. One of America's greatest artists, Stevie Wonder has spent his career making timeless hit records. Written in 1976 as a tribute to Duke Ellington, watch our talented Tigerettes move to So Boot. Bruno Mars is one of the highest selling musical artists in history and seamlessly blends R&B, soul, and pop into modern hits. From his 2010 debut album, this is Run Away Baby. We earned tonight's show by paying tribute to the late, great Tina Turner. The queen of rock and roll was an undeniable performer and icon. Let's conclude our show with Wild Mary. Let's say it's over 2023. Twinsburg Marching Caravan, led by drum majors, Jacob Soper and Lenny Kramer. The band is under the direction of Mr. Ryan Brown, artistic director of Samantha Bassett, co-organizer Nick Madden Spencer, with the voice of the Marching Caravan, Monday for us. We are the mighty Twinsburg Marching Caravan. Take care, have a while, and play around. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 Wadsworth Grizzlies Marching Band. We begin tonight's special halftime with a heavy metal AC/DC song. Lead guitarist Angus Young was asked to respond to critics that said all 11 of their albums sound exactly the same. He said, "I'm sick of people saying that. In fact, we made 12 albums that sound exactly the same." Their 1980 Back in Black album has sold 50 million copies. And tonight, Emma Wallace leads the title song. Here is AC/DC, Back in black. Here's the message in our next song. Ever feel like a house of cards? Well, there's a spark in you. You got to ignite. Because, baby, you're a firework. Tonight we welcome our 8th grade band to perform with the Marching Grizzlies as Emma Wallace leads the combined band in Katy Perry's Firework. Let's hear it for our 8th grade Marching Grizzlies. In 1969, Come Together was released by the Beatles. In 1995, Michael Jackson released his version. The Arctic Monkeys performed their version at the 2012 opening ceremony of the London Olympics. And tonight, Ethan Kuzmic leads our Grizzly Marching Band in Aerosmith's 1978 heavy metal version of Come Together. We hope you enjoyed tonight's halftime show with our 8th grade band. This is the 2023 Wadsworth Grizzlies Marching Band. Next Saturday night, September 16th, the Grizzly Marching Band will be at the Maslin Band Show at Tire Stadium. Some of the very best bands in the area will be there. That's the Maslin Tiger Band Show.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed the halftime show. We saw some fireworks by Katy Perry, the Wadsworth Band, Back in Black, Aerosmith. Yeah. Some nice.
That's our era.
Classic rock, absolutely.
That's our era.
Katy Perry isn't, but
right?
Nonetheless, very good. So halftime stats, Scott. Grizzlies had 214 total yards to Twinsburg's 203. What really stood out to us was the penalty yards. We have 6 penalties for 51 yards. Twinsburg has 1 for 10. Don't want to harp on that, but just it is drive killers.
Drive killers.
Yep. Yeah. And Wadsworth's got 54 yards rushing, 160 yards passing. To Twinsburg, 76 yards rushing and 127 yards passing for the Tigers.
Yeah, fairly even, as is the score. Wadsworth, a little bit more with the passing yardage, and Twinsburg a little bit more with the rushing. A lot of that's coming from the quarterback.
Exactly, and he's rolling and running or getting flushed out. When we get pressure on him, he's been flushed and had to go. So, but yeah, so it was interesting. Twinsburg gets the second half kickoff and see what the adjustments the Grizzlies can make to stop that quick passing game that Twinsburg has.
Yeah, very reliant on Pollock, the quarterback, and he has been up to the task. He has been quite a challenge for the Wadsworth defense. Very impressive.
Very impressive. Quick decision making, good strong arm out to the receivers. Very few mistakes by him tonight.
And Wadsworth put pressure on him. They tried to put pressure on him, and he's been up to the task with his legs. Wadsworth looked pretty good on offense as well. Robert kind of up and down the field a little bit. We talked about, again, we hate to harp on the penalties. One drive was undone by a penalty. Otherwise, they've moved the ball well. Twinsburg, the one thing you have to do against Wadsworth is limit their big plays. And they have not, Wadsworth has not had any. And the other stat that we look at, talking about stats, 0 turnovers. And you wonder if that might be the difference in the second half here.
Yeah. Good point, Scott. No turnovers so far. One batted down pass that still was completed somehow by Twinsburg. But an excellent job. You're seeing the Grizzlies' defensive, this would probably be their kickoff team here huddled up. But some halftime scores. What I saw was a very big, important game. Mentor and Medina, 21-all.
Some highlights as the score. There's Will Stacks touchdown, and there's Pollock coming right down with look how deep their linemen are just with that push. And that looks like the same exact play that you saw, but it's not. That's them again. Twinsburg just with the push.
We'll stack around then. Some great blocking going on there.
Well, we're seeing some good quarterback play with their arms and with their legs. And that was the interference play that set up a score, set up that final score at the end of the half.
He just throws that in there. Parker Ross was just a yard off of that receiver.
Yeah, threaded the needle. And then Pollock finished it off. So if my math is correct, Robert, 6 touchdowns, all by quarterbacks.
By quarterbacks. Yeah, like you said earlier, we haven't been able to spring Will Stack for a big run or a figure eight. Drew Jones had a nice catch after he reached out and caught it, but there's been no big breakaway plays by the Grizzlies offense. Caught on the sideline, makes a couple Grizzlies miss, still on his feet, taken down after he crosses the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how he stayed in bounds there, but he did. But yeah, the way to beat Wadsworth is to limit the big plays. You know, how many big plays have we seen week after week by these Justin Todd coach teams, and you can't beat them if you give up big plays. And so far, Twinsburg has done that for a half.
Kept everybody in front of them. Absolutely. So here comes the Twinsburg Tigers.
And Wadsworth hasn't given up the big plays either as they come out on defense. And, you know, at this level, you just make teams run more plays, and thinking they're going to make a mistake. Neither team has really made many. No turnovers.
And off to the running back right up the middle. Again, their running backs haven't gained much at all. All their yardage has been by their their quarterback, Howlett.
Yeah, good job by the front three there. Polzak, I saw, was in on that.
Grady Gardner,
I think Tefteller's in there.
10. Number 70 was in there at nose, too. He's a sophomore, 5'10", 265-pound sophomore.
Yeah, Gardner coming up off the pile there.
All throws quickly off, makes one Grizzly miss, picks up a few more yards, going to bring up 3rd and 2, somewhere in there.
And that you wondered if Wadsworth would adjust on that. That little flat route has been money all day. When they need the yards,
they go to it.
And it's a big 3rd down, but it's a short 3rd down as a result of that play.
And they got the Grizzlies to jump.
Yeah. And Wadsworth had their ears pinned back. They have maybe 7 guys in the box there looking to put pressure on and looking for that probably quarterback run up the middle.
Nathan Garcia, number 50, senior, checks in on the defensive line for the Grizzlies.
Tefteller gets a break, and hopefully this plays a role too, Robert, just this rotation of the defensive line for Wadsworth.
There's that quick throw, one missed tackle. But he's going to pick up 7 yards on 1st down.
It was almost like watching a mirror image here. You know, trying just getting the ball, Pollock getting the ball out to the playmakers. We mentioned it with Probes in the first half. You just get it to him. And your job as a receiver is to make a guy miss. You can't block everybody. You get a hat on a hat and hope you get one-on-one, and a wide receiver can make one guy miss. And both teams doing a pretty good job. 2nd and short.
2nd and short, and your whole playbook's open at this point with 2nd and short. Handed off to the running back. Nothing doing. He's lost maybe 2 yards on that one. Number 7, Aiden Zielinski on the carry.
And Ernest, the linebacker, another big play by him. Solo tackle in the backfield. They have got nothing, you mentioned, with the running backs.
Nothing at all. All the runnings by the quarterback. So it brings up 3rd and 4.
And that limits your playbook, you know, if you're not getting anything out of the running backs, but they've done well throwing.
And the quarterback rolls. He's going to keep it. And he runs out of bounds. It looks like he's going to be short of the 1st down. It'll be very close. Nope. They move the chains. They're calling for the chains to move.
And I think what Wadsworth is doing, Robert, is just playing man-to-man in the secondary. They're just putting a man on a man and saying, don't get beat. And we're going to send everybody after Pollock.
Yeah, we haven't proven that really. We flushed him out a few times, made him run. Definitely not been able to rattle him yet. Wide open. Caught for the 1st down, still on his feet. Yeah. And like you said, in that time he was wide open. He still makes one miss.
Yeah, and I think that was man-to-man there. I just think we got beat on the outside. They're just, you know, that when you do that, you're almost trying to out-athlete the other team, and that's something that Wadsworth usually had the advantage.
I agree with you on that. So here we go, different formation. We got 3 running backs in the backfield. Breaks a few tackles, picks up another first down before he's knocked out of bounds or gets tackled near the 20-yard line he's near.
Brady Gardner brought it down. But Tigers pick up another first and 10.
That's a new wrinkle. We haven't seen that from the Tigers tonight.
I was trying to figure out who that was running the ball. It was a good hard run.
Looked like a number 7, Aiden.
I think it was number 7, yeah.
So same formation, same play. Better job this time of plugging up the hole.
That's like almost like an old school kind of power formation, you know, with the new sort of shotgun wrinkle to it.
Exactly.
You know,
Old wishbone, but now the quarterback's in the middle of it.
it's almost like they're saying, well, Wadsworth put people in the box. We're going to put all our guys in the box and just come at you and trust our offensive line.
Big offensive line. That's what. Same formation. Hand off to a different running back this time. Still on his feet. The Tigers do not go down easily. Figure eight getting up off the pile. So was Ernest. I'm sorry, number 5, Zach Wise.
Figure eight makes a stop. Makes it 3rd down and 4 now. Ball is on the 15-yard line up the Grizzlies.
So it brings up 3rd and 4. And we got back to the same formation. Hand off again, number 21, I believe it is this time. And he's just getting to the line of scrimmage. Number 21 is Matthews.
Yeah, interesting adjustment by Twinsburg. A couple of throws, and now they're going with this power. And now they got a 4th down. And
It's a 4th down and 4 now for the Tigers.
I would assume you're going to see Pollock roll, I would think.
that's a hard play to defend when you put him out. He's got 3 receivers down here to our side.
One up by himself at the top of the screen. Number 13 is the top.
And it looks like he's man-to-man up top.
Yep. Rolls right. He's got time. Now the pressure. He escapes one Grizzly, another Grizzly. Still on his feet. Picks up the first down.
Boy, that's
amazingly
is the right description there, Robert. That boy, they had him pinned in, and that's not going to be fun to watch on film tomorrow if you're a defense, because there's. Let's do the old count missed tackles. There's going to be 1.
Somehow
there's 2. Boy, oh boy.
Wow. Houdini-like act there.
Interesting formation here, really
strong
on the right side.
And off
nothing going.
He's going to lose 2-3 yards there.
And that was Crowley, I believe, coming up from the bottom of that pile. And boy, they had power right and they ran to the left.
Yes, trying to outsmart the defense here. Outthink them.
You know, the other thing John mentioned from the van in the first half, this is keeping the offense off the field for Wadsworth. It's shortening the game a little bit for Twinsburg. And if you're Twinsburg, that's not a bad thing. Keep the ball out of Will Stack's hands.
Pollock rolls left, throws. Incomplete.
Good coverage.
Yep. Someone, and I'm just going to say maybe Madigan, was right there as the ball came in. Nice job. It's down under 6 minutes in the third quarter already.
Yeah, much different than the first quarter of the Barberton game I was watching. I watched that in preparation for this. Took me about an hour and a half to get through the first half.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
But yeah, keeping the ball on the ground, running clock.
All kinds of pressure. Down he goes. A big sack by the Grizzlies defense. Parker Ross.
Coming off the edge.
That's
not blocked on that, so sending pressure.
4th and 18. So that field goal attempt. Big. Hopefully this is a big stop here.
Yeah, this is.
And possibly may give up nothing here. We'll see what happens here on the field goal attempt. Last time we blocked it, and there was a penalty on it. Kick is up. It is good.
Got it.
So Tigers,
Not by much,
not much, but nice drive by the Tigers. Defense for the Grizzlies step up here, stop them, and only allow 3 points. So it's now time for Grizzlies offense to do something.
Now, Parker Ross in there, making the sack, big sack. Jeff Teller in there on the pressure. And that's a little bend but don't break on the defense there. And, and you'll take it, and turn it over to your offense. And now it's their turn to put points on the board.
Yeah. And really, the only thing offensively we got stopped was do penalties.
Yeah.
In the first half. So Grizzlies offense was doing some good things. And like I said, no big plays, but hey, got 21 points on the board.
And a penalty, you're reminded on that field goal conversion by Twinsburg. We had a penalty on that turned into points for Twinsburg in the first half.
So as I was saying, some scores around Medina, none are all tied up 21-0, 21-all, I'm sorry, at half. Our next week's opponent, which is Brettsville, I believe they were leading 2.
Students section getting into it here. There's red, white, and blue on. There they go.
We had one of the Cleveland Browns interns up here, and he complimented the student section how the best one he's seen, and this is his job, is go around all the high school games. He goes, this is the best one he's seen yet so far. Post with the kickoff. He gets near the 26-yard line before he's taken
flag down. But Probst is slippery, and I wonder if they've been trying to keep it away from him, and he got his hands on one and got some yardage there. I think they're going to move it back.
And I think Probst must have seen it, because as he came up from being tackled, you saw him in frustration put his fists up. He was just frustrated that it's going to go back.
Holding penalty indicated against the Grizzlies.
Boy, I'm trying to decide again, Robert, whether to harp on the penalties. It's just, that's a big play. You lose yardage on there, and you start inside your 20.
Well stacked, Drew Jones. Drew Jones had to go up, and it almost deflected back into a Twinsburg defender.
Yeah, a little dangerous on that pass.
And Jones
well
is a
covered
big target.
Yep.
Takes a second down and 10 now.
Drew Jones is 6'1", 195-pound senior. Left in motion. Draw to Figueroa. Gets near the 25-yard line, so he's going to bring up about 3rd and 2.
Yeah, tough run, and he bobbled it on the handoff there. Sometimes we talk about ball handling, and they move it quick, but he recovered quickly, and boy, he goes north-south. I enjoy watching him run. Kyle, he's a tough kid.
A great baseball player, too.
Great baseball player.
Voted Spurgeon League Baseball Player of the Year, if I recall right.
Twinsburg now right up in the face of our receivers.
Penalty flag was not delay of game, so someone had to move. So there were 4 seconds on the clock when the snap.
So yeah, Twinsburg right up into our receivers all the way across the field. And of course, you do that, Robert, and you can get beat deep. But what you're saying is we're going to cover you for 3 seconds, and and you're counting on the big guys up front to put pressure on and get the ball down.
Stack rolling right. Looks like he's going to keep it now. There goes another penalty flag, and that looked
like
what was it? one of our defensive players got thrown down, but I don't know. It was right at him as if it was holding. And it is going
I was
backwards.
looking at maybe a late hit over there on the far side on Stack, but the flag was thrown well before that.
Figure 8 checks out. Nathan Metzger checks in.
And Twinsburg is going to decline that and
Brings up 4th down.
make it 4th down. So 4th and a different spot on the field. Coach Todd might go for this, but boy, this is
could possibly be great field position for the Tigers. They're just setting up just over the 50-yard line on the 49 on their side. Will Reese. Good kick.
Good
He lets
kick.
it bounce. That may have been a mistake letting it bounce.
Yeah.
He should have come up and fair catch that, but that's a big 20 yards difference. If you had to come up and fair catch that, 15, 20 yards, you lost
Yeah.
there. Good job, though. Will Reese got it
good
away.
job by Reese. Yeah.
Good snap back, too. Got to give Max Hatfield that credit.
Yeah, and you mentioned that really flips the field.
Yes, it does.
That was a nice opportunity for Twinsburg to get some good field position starting the drive here. And, well, that's an important play. Will Reese flipping the field. Now you're on your own 28, 27.
So you got Wise at left, Noah Telfeller, and number 70 in there for the Grizzlies, Grady Gardner, down lineman. Stepping up in the pocket, somehow escapes maybe 2-3 tackles and picks up 6 yards.
Yeah, and Wadsworth with good coverage in the secondary. Robert, I mean, no place to go and putting pressure on. And then the last thing is, wrap up and they got to get the quarterback on the ground. They just haven't finished the plays here.
They collapse the pocket, and he just steps up in it and eludes a couple of Grizzlies and picks up 8 yards. Bring up 2nd and 2. Hand off. Very little running room.
Ernest right up in there. Good read. And met him in the hole.
So no gain. So it's going to bring up 3rd and a long one. I guess they give him the one here. Same formation. 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 2 at the bottom. Running back, I think, came right in the backfield. I think that's who's in the backfield with handoff to the running back. He does not pick it up. He's going to be short, I think.
Ernest again on that. I think Kilker made the first hit.
So they are going to go for it on 4th and 1. Short one, but still. Tell the young Grizzlies, do not jump here. Do not give them a free 5 yards. Six Grizzlies close to the line of scrimmage. Pollock's throwing penalty flag, and it looks like delay game. Is that delay game?
Illegal motion, yeah.
Okay.
So here comes the punt team. So
Grizzlies defense does a good job holding here.
Yeah, good series there for the defense. I'll tell you, so far this half, Wadsworth secondary looked very good. Not much going on there. A couple of pass plays, but that's been about it. And they're making Pollock tuck it and run, and they just got to get them to the front 3 or 4. Just have to get them on the ground.
High snap.
So you get a return here.
Yep, Prost has it. He's tackled near and taken out of bounds near the 39-yard line.
Good coverage, Isaac Canner. Got down the field quick. And
Grizzlies have good field position. Start their second drive of the half. It's been a great game. It really has been.
Yeah, I just was thinking, this is, I talk about old school football a lot just because we're old school guys, but this is like an old school, we have not seen many big plays either way. Hard-nosed defense.
Figure motions out, and Wilstack keeps it, runs right up the middle, still on his feet. He's going to pick up about 6 yards before he's taken down.
And you talk about out athlete, sometimes you just got to get the ball in the hands of your players, and that's really Wilstack. And, everything really revolves around him in this offense. And he was so good, last couple years at wide receiver and getting the ball in his hands. And you're putting your best athlete at quarterback, and it's not a bad move, right? I mean, he's touching the ball every play.
Yeah, he played about 6 games at receiver. He ended up being All-State honorable mention. First down, Figure with a nice strong run up the middle.
And you wonder if Coach Todd's saying too, hey, let's just tough it out here. Let's get it to our playmakers, run it between the tackles.
And with that said, a lot of two-way players there for the Tigers. Quickly back to line screen, throws off. Heck of a catch by Keaton, number 19.
Oh, nice catch. And you're right. And that looked like, well, when we saw that develop, and that was dangerous looking too from where we
looked like
were.
Could have been 6 points going the other way.
And Keaton coming up a little bit gimpy, but he's still staying in there. It looked like he might have got rolled up on his leg there. Came down with it.
Stack rolls left, looking to throw. Squares his shoulder up. Now he keeps it. Pushed out of bounds. Does not pick up the first down. He's going to be short.
Another pretty nice block out there by Drew Jones. I mean, that's I'm an old wide receiver, as you know, so I appreciate when you see the quarterback coming and he's going to tuck it and run, get a body on somebody, and get them an extra 5 yards. And I tell you, if I was a defensive back, I would not want to be getting blocked by Drew Jones.
Yeah, you're not used to that. As a defensive back, you typically don't get blocked much. Figure 8 has it. Nice stiff arm, pushes one Tiger down the ground. Another one tries to tackle him before he goes out of bounds. Does not take him to the turf. He picks up the first down. The chains will move.
Yeah, that's running hard, making a play there, breaking tackles the other way.
That was a nice stiff arm.
Yeah, nice stiff arm. And you do get the feeling that Coach Todd just said, listen, let's go to our bread and butter and let's run the ball against these guys. Get north-south. Get a hat on a hat.
They may be just tiring out. A lot of
these
players are
tiring
going
out
both ways. These big guys that we've talked about that Tigers have.
How many times have the Grizzlies gotten shut out in a quarter since we've been doing
Rare. Stack has it. It's an option. Figure 8 has it. Down the sideline he goes. Still on his feet. He goes in and scores. No penalty flag that I can see. Nice job. That's a little wrinkle you don't see all the time with a little option.
Love the option look. Drew Jones again out wide. We just talked about him blocking. Huge block by Drew Jones. You'll see it.
And Wilstack holds it just to the very end before it, and nicely done.
Very nice. There's the block by Drew Jones.
Yep. Down the sideline he goes. Nice answer by the Wadsworth Grizzlies.
Nice play call there. Yep. Short side of the field. Sometimes you just outman them. Going to the short side.
Is good once again. Grizzlies go back up on top, 28-24 with 18 seconds left in the third quarter.
And there's your big play. And it comes by way, as you said, of the option, the old school kind of option there. And boy, that's a nice play with those two. Sometimes you just got to, tailor your play calling to your athletes. And
you don't see that play called often by Coach Todd. And number 2, you're so focused on bringing Wilstack down, the athlete who's carrying that ball, you kind of forgot there. Figure 8 was trailing.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
That's a tough play to defend. And, speaking of, us being old school, we used to run option all the time. And that was, when you knew it was coming, it was hard to defend. Right. You remember you had to have your responsibilities and on defense and all this. And when you're just throwing it out, you never see it. Boy, that's hard. And you got 2 really tough kids there handling the ball with Wilstack and Kyle Figure 8.
if we came up against an option team, you saw it 10, 12
Yeah.
times a game. One time a game, that's tough. That's really
You
tough.
call it the
to
right
defend.
time. Yep.
Nice kick. Taken at the sideline, about the 6-yard line. Tigers defender, the kickoff returner, just dancing up the sideline. We got the replay of the touchdown here.
Again.
Fakes it to Metzger. There he goes. And there's, yeah. And the guy, Drew Jones, was blocking number 8. Just didn't expect, couldn't see around him to see that Figure 8 had the ball.
Classic option, the left side of the line there with Crowley and Ludke. Just they don't block the lineman. They get to the second level, and the option is on the lineman. You know, Will Stack's got to make a decision there. And,
Halleck rolls left, then throws quickly to open receiver who fumbles the ball. Grizzlies jump on.
There's your turnover.
Yes, it is. They're calling it Grizzlies ball. There it is. Big turnover. A wide open receiver who looks like he just mishandled it when he started to tuck it away. Ball comes out. Who jumps on that? Looks like Figure 8 may. No, that was. I think it's Madigan ends up with it. It was Ivan Raines. Oh,
Madigan and Raines. I think
Raines,
Madigan got it.
Catches it. Oh boy, our booth, the guy in the van here, John Bernard. He's right. I wonder if he had possession. It goes through his hands very quickly. He goes to tuck it, and it just goes right through his hands.
Yeah, that's
We may be fortunate there is no replay
that's
here.
not a catch, but we don't have replay. Let's make sure we don't show them that one. There we go.
Will Stack going deep.
And that looked like a miscommunication. I think Will wanted.
It was
That was Shriver.
Shriver.
Yeah, and he pulled up there a little bit.
Yeah, pulled up, and Stack did the shoulder fake, rolled his shoulders like he threw it, and then pulled it back down. A little pump and go, and miscommunication there. On the bottom of the screen was 4 receivers set. Inside receiver was Will Figure, who stepped back for screen pass here.
Tried to catch him napping there with Shriver down the sideline and might have had him. I think there's some miscommunication. We go into the fourth quarter here, and boy, interesting game. Wadsworth with that score right after we mentioned Wadsworth possibly getting shut out in a quarter. They come up with the big play.
And so it'll be important that the Grizzlies do.
Looking at that catch again, or non-catch. Boy, that's a big play.
Yep,
that's a big play, and in high school football, without the replay.
Yeah, we have the benefit of this. Very, very excellent camera work there. And fortunately, again, we don't have a replay. But, hey, Grizzlies have the ball in good field position. Figure 8 right up the middle. Falls forward for 6-7 yard gain.
That's why you don't coach, Robert. You talk about why you don't coach. If you're a Twinsburg coach and you watch that on film tomorrow morning, nothing you can do about it.
No, nothing you can do about
it. You gotta line up and play the next play.
Levitt checks out number 85. Tyler Prost, number 11, checks in.
Twinsburg with some new defensive linemen. So you wonder, Robert, you've been mentioning, are they getting tired?
Yes. Stack throws out to the flat to a wide open Prost, but inaccurately attempt. So it's going to bring up 4th and 4 for the Grizzlies.
Levitt coming in the game at H-back. Boy, I like that play calling that last series, just running it between the tackles and maybe a little outside with Will Stack on the replay, but nobody in the backfield with him now. See if they bring somebody back. Or they try and draw him off sides.
10 seconds on the play clock. Takes the Stack, keeps it right up the middle, gets the first down. Just looks like he's just got the first down.
Great job up front, the lineman Levitt jumping in there from H-back. You can see it coming, can't you? You know, Levitt, the H-back on that little kind of slide motion, and he just leads you right up in there. It's like having that big fullback.
He's Colton is sophomore, 6 foot, 190-pound tight end playing H-back there. Nice job coming up through the hole.
He's giving them good minutes. Wadsworth always has those good kids at H-back.
As their draw, Figure Eight just gets tripped up from something. I don't know if he tripped over somebody or one of the linemen.
I thought he had some green in front of him, too.
Sure did. Eli Kaufman, number 66, you saw him getting up off the ground. He's their right tackle. We're leaning heavily on the offensive line now, seeing if we can open some holes. That line is Evan Crowley on the left, Gabe Lucky at left guard, John Byers at center, Brady O'Connor at right guard, and Eli Kaufman at right tackle.
Two sophomores, O'Connor and Ludke, and Kaufman, the junior, along with Crowley.
Trying to thread the ball into
Shriver,
and there was two Tiger defenders right there. That was trying to thread that needle. It's going to bring up 3rd and 11. It looks like a referee timeout for something.
Yeah, your Wadsworth, you run that ball, you run it with Will Stack and Figure Eight, and you run it, and you try and it's hard if you're Twinsburg, then you try and catch them napping with a seam route to Shriver, but Twinsburg's done a good job.
Figure Eight bounces outside. He has some running room, picks up the first down.
Great job by Figure Eight.
He was
stopped at the line.
He was stopped in the line and bounced it out. Grizzlies.
Really good job by the lineman there. You're getting a hat on a hat. Good block there by Ludke.
Actually, he runs in. Figure Eight runs into the back one of his linemen and then bounces out. Grizzlies at the
just
4.
Get a hat on a hat. Let the running back make plays.
Figure Eight right up the middle. He goes in
with a good block. Maybe the same play they just ran, except they worked up the middle between the tackles.
That turnover is huge. Allows the Grizzlies to go in and score and possibly go up by 11.
Yeah, that's a game changer.
With under 10 minutes left in the game.
Ludke, big time block. Levitt leading up through there. Eli Kaufman there on the right side. You're just running the right side behind Kaufman, O'Connor. You're pulling Ludke around. You're running Levitt up through the hole. And just a lot of aggressive bodies in there leading the way.
Snap was good. Hold was good by Stoops, and Dinwiddie puts it up. Extra point is good. Grizzlies lead 35-24, 9:40 left in the game. Now there's a little breathing room. And it's been a hard-fought game here up to here at this point, and I don't think the Tigers are going to collapse here.
Very competitive game. Twinsburg team here, and
Grizzlies come out and made some defensive stops.
Yep.
They made some adjustments at halftime.
We mentioned at halftime the turnover too. Who's going to get a turnover? Wadsworth got a big one. Regardless of how they got it, that changes the game. And you still got to drive down the field and score.
And they did it on 4th down and 4. They did it on the 3rd and 11. So nice job by the Grizzlies offense, and I don't believe any penalties on the Grizzlies again on that scoring drive.
You're doing it behind the really offensive line and Figure Eight running the ball, just really turning up the toughness and the aggressiveness. And just saying, we're going to go right at this team and make them stop us. Nothing tricky.
It's away. It's going to be taken near the 1-yard line. Oh boy, there's a Grizzly that made a nice tackle.
They threw a flag on it. Yeah.
It looks like Madigan. Is that Madigan in on the kickoff?
I was thinking maybe it was 63 there. It's Brad Watson, a sophomore. They called a face mask. Boy, he got the face mask. He got the face mask on that. Let's see. We'll probably see it.
I I thought it was a nice hit, but we'll see.
Boy, I don't see it, and he
I
called it.
see it come across, but down his hand, maybe. I don't know,
And
that's
that
tough.
flag came from back
Yeah.
behind it, so I think that's a
He
guess.
sees the helmet go like that.
Yeah,
and
I
his
think that's a guess.
hand came across the face mask, but I don't know if it grabbed it or not. But nonetheless, like you said, it's called. You see Grady Gardner in there once again at right defensive end. Again, the rotation down to the defensive line is
I don't see it
pivotal.
still watching that replay. Yeah, that's
We've got Noah Telfeller at number 77 at nose, and Wise, number 5 at left defensive end.
and you mentioned a couple of times, Robert, us rotating linemen and them not. And you wonder if that's starting to take a toll here a little bit.
Aiden Zazinski for looks like maybe a 6-inch gain. It wasn't much. So we'll bring up second and a long 9.
Ernest, another stop. He's having a nice game at inside linebacker for Wadsworth.
We got Parker Ross. who
Parker
has
Ross having a nice game. Those two linebackers, you know,
Ernest.
if you don't block them, they make the play.
Yeah.
Parker Ross and Ernest.
Pollock got time. He's got pressure. I think Grady's got it. No, who was that? It's the number 70. Yeah, that was Grady. Grady Gardner getting that sack. And looks like he's cramping here. He ran so hard.
Yeah,
Quarterback.
It looked like he was getting held as well. That's what I was about to say. That's Ryder down with the cramp.
no,
He's up and
yeah, but his helmet does have one single digit on the side, I think. Huh.
That was a nice play by him.
Regardless, yes, excellent play. Cramp
The
or no
youngster,
cramp?
Grady Gardner. Yeah,
Yes.
he was being blocked. It was not like he had an unblocked path to the quarterback. He had to fight off a block. He fought off. It looked to me like he was you could have called holding on that. I've heard you say a lot of times you call holding on almost every play. That was one you could have, but he fought through it and made the play.
So big down for Twinsburg. Third down, 17 yards to go. Pollock stands in the pocket, throws high, intended to receiver, too tall for him. And it's going to be 4th and 17. I would think they have to punt this here.
And Wadsworth bringing the pressure, and I think they are getting. I think Twinsburg getting a little worn down now. Really trying hard to protect.
Tyler Prost and Madigan is going to set up to take the punt return. They're going to set up near the 35, 36-yard line. A little under 8 minutes left in the game.
Big return here would be a backbreaker. Not a great punt.
Not a great punt. They're going to
Yeah,
let it roll. Fortunately, it got a good roll. And so the Grizzlies were going to take over about, where are we at here? I'm going to put it near the 31. So,
And now I think you do run the ball, right?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
run
That's
clock.
exactly what I'm gonna say. I don't think you're going to look to throw it.
Now we say that we've seen, we know that's what Twinsburg's thinking too, and we've seen Justin Todd turn the tables a little bit.
Metzger in at H-back. Figure 8 in the pistol. Figure 8 right up the middle. So, as I indicated, I thought number 70 had a single, his
You
jersey
called it.
number had a single number on the side, and yes, it was, because Luke Ryder is number 9. That's what was on the side of that helmet. He had a jersey had to be changed because it was torn. So Luke Ryder is number 70 currently. Metzger with the carry, makes one Tiger miss in the backfield, and he's going to pick up 2-3 yards, going to bring up 3rd down for the Grizzlies.
And I'm glad we got that information about Luke Ryder. Grady Gardner is giving him some good minutes, but Luke Ryder is so good. I mean, he's making plays, and that was a big time. Yes, that was a big time sack on that last play. I mentioned getting held and breaking through it. He is so quick, so fast. They got him at the defensive end now on defense, and just coming off the ball in those passing situations.
3rd and 4.
Levitt back in the game.
H-back. Figure eight right up the middle. He got hit and stopped. He looked like he was going to easily gain the first down, but he got hit and taken down, which is a rarity. He gets hit and taken down with one tackle.
Yeah, Peyton Jones, the linebacker, just played off the block and made a nice play on him.
So that brings up 4th and 2. And I don't think I know Coach is a gambler, but I doubt he's going to go for this. Is this a squib kick, a little pooch punt from the quarterback? Or are they going to really try to run it? Play clock's down to 16 seconds. They've got plenty of time. They're going to try to make him jump.
Maybe. Oh, he false started. I don't know how you false start on that. The officials trying to. I think the one official saying, "How can you be a false start?" They're looking at the.
You saw him. He's
Justin Todd saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it. I actually think that fooled the official, Robert. I think they stood up and.
Yeah, I think he said he came out of his stance and came back down is what kind of looks like what he was kind of indicating by the motion. So this definitely is a punt situation now. Let's see if Will Stack can get another good one off. Clock's down under 6 minutes left in the game. Both teams have all their timeouts.
Justin Todd pleading his case. I don't understand that either, Robert. You
Once away. It was a fair catch. Yeah. Number 1 does a nice job getting that. Is Cam Wright for the Tigers. So Tigers are down by 11 with 5:39 to go. It's doable, but not the way the Grizzlies defense has been playing.
Yeah, and
not in the second half anyways.
Twinsburg's had a good plan on offense, but you start to squeeze it down here a little bit, get inside 5 minutes, and you got to throw it a little bit more. Yep, you got to, and they haven't thrown well in the second half. Wadsworth has really shut that down. The secondary has really come up big,
and we've been able to get pressure on.
Yeah, no place to go, and the big thing is kind of like the old Ben Roethlisberger days. You got to get to him, and you got to get him on the ground.
He's got time. There's the pressure in the pocket, and down he goes. Parker Ross was there, number 8.
Yeah, Parker Ross in there. Tef Teller in there. Ryder in there. Boy, I think those big guys, you see them sort of hobbling for Twinsburg a little bit. I think they are really struggling here.
Yep. Pollock throws off to the right. Nicely defended by the Grizzlies there. He's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
Clock running under 5 minutes now. And, Wadsworth really turned up the heat. They can pin their ears back a little bit.
And here, what you're telling your defenders, do not let anyone get past you either. You don't want to give up
nothing quick.
Yep.
Nothing quick. That's the only thing, Robert, that can beat you.
Right.
It's quick scores.
So keep everything in front of you. If they get the first down, live to play another down, but don't give up a touchdown yet. Pollock throws quickly off to running back out of the backfield. He breaks a couple tackles and gets close to the first down marker, but he looks like he's about 2 yards shy, and I think you have to go for it if you're Tigers here.
Yeah, I agree, Robert. But and even that for Wadsworth, keeping them from getting to the stick, make them run another play. Yep, make them run another play.
Yep, run another play. The clock is down to under 4 minutes. 4th and 2. It's a handoff to a running back, which is that's a brave thing here tonight for Tigers, who do pick it up. They gained about 5 yards. I think that was number 7, Aiden Szynski.
Yeah, number 7, Travis Graham for Wadsworth made the play. Parker Ross in on the play.
So you're going to be quickening the pace here. Pollock throws to the right. Throws intended receiver was, can't tell from here now, but just misses his receiver. The clock does stop with incomplete pass.
Tefteller out, a little break there.
Number 91, Merritt Fortner checking in, rotating in. And you're going to see a quicker pace now, because the clock is going.
And rolling him out a little bit.
Stays in the pocket, throws quickly, taken down. That's Madigan. Madigan or Figure?
That's Madigan. Yeah, he's not messing around out there. If he gets his hands on you, you're going to the ground.
It's going to be fun to watch him another 2 years here.
He's a good player, yeah. Good family.
You'd think the Tigers would be moving a little bit quicker here. They're down 2 scores.
Yeah, they're not. I'm sure Justin Todd is fine with this pace.
Yeah, absolutely. Pollock going deep. Great coverage. Was that Travis, number 7 or number 1?
Number 7, I
number
think.
7, Travis Graham.
Very nice coverage.
Yeah, nice coverage. Right in stride. So it brings up 4th and 5. And it's funny, he rolled all first half. He's rolled left, rolled right. Now he's just staying in the pocket.
Yeah.
The whole second half.
Yeah, and our defense, Robert, 21-21 at halftime. I remember Twinsburg got the opening kickoff, drove down the field, and Wadsworth able to slow them down at the end. They got to settle for a field goal.
Drag route across the field, caught, first down, number 4. That was Dye for the Tigers.
And there's Figure in there, and you're putting your athletes on there now. But that's all Twinsburg's gotten is that opening drive field goal.
Defense has done a nice job here in the second half. Hand off the running back, number 7, up the middle. He's got some running room. Picks up the first down and more. Number 7 is Szynski again, Aiden.
Probes and Kilker on the stop, and
down under 2 minutes and 30 seconds and ticking.
Just get them on the ground here.
Oh, that was a false start.
Yep, and they called it. There
right tackle jumped. So it does stop the clock.
That's not a bad thing necessarily.
Yeah. But the ball will go back 5 yards.
Boy, Twinsburg has really got nothing passing the ball in the second half, and we mentioned in the first half they were struggling to run it, and second half they kind of shut down their passing game, and they've really done not much anything. 3 points on the board. Now they got a little drive going. The clock continues to run now. I don't think they're going to leave themselves. They're going to have to score an onside kick here, of course.
A couple broken tackles, but only picks up 2 or 3 yards, and the clock's down under 2 minutes now.
Still 3 timeouts left.
You got to start.
But they are really.
Yeah. And Twinsburg would be interesting to see what we get the final stats, but they had 127 yards passing in the first half. It's interesting to see what they have in the second. Definitely not a lot. Pressure, escapes one tackler, throws to the end zone, incomplete. If caught, is out of bounds.
Yep. I think he did catch it, but out of bounds. Yep, good coverage again there. Probes, I believe, on the
number
coverage.
11. I believe it was Prost. His older brother Braden played and was a heck of a safety / linebacker for the Grizzlies last year. Tyler proven to be a good defensive back as well and receiver for the Grizzlies. So 1:32 left in the game. Brings up 3rd and 13.
Twinsburg's used a lot of clock here.
A lot of clock. A little mismanagement in the clock, I would have to think. Because like you said, if they do score, they do not. This is going to bring up 4th and long. And it's not like it's a touchdown and a field goal. They got scored 2 touchdowns.
I can't believe they're not using a timeout here.
They have all 3 times, and they're going to try a field goal. So what they're going to have to do is, if they make this, they're going to have to score a touchdown and get a 2-point conversion to tie it. Kick is up, and it's going to be no good. It's going to be wide right. I wonder if it got blocked or something, but
Boy, that was. Shake your head on that. Yeah.
Shake that whole series by the Tigers was no rush, no
urgency on that at all.
I don't know what.
It almost seemed like they thought they were down one score, and they just.
I would say the Grizzlies done a great job offensively and defensively the second half. Absolutely, both sides of the ball. Good adjustments at halftime.
Yeah. Really turned up the intensity on defense and on offense. Just settled down to running their bread and butter, giving it to their main guys who are, I think everybody knows, Will Stack and Kyle Figueroa.
I don't think Will Stack was supposed to keep that.
That was a strange looking play.
I don't think Will Stack was supposed to keep that, but Kyle Figueroa just thought, I better go block for you.
Yeah,
but I don't want to get hit again tonight. But with that said, we're home. The Grizzlies are home next week against Brecksville. Brecksville's 2-1 on the season. I don't know what they were leading at a half against North Royalton, their arch rival. So I'm not sure, but we'll be live again next week here at Cartwright Stadium.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier. And, in the Suburban League National Division, you got to come to play every week. And it used to be Twinsburg was a little bit of a gimme, but not anymore.
Words yet, right. Yeah, Hudson's going to be good. Nardoni is good. Usually Stowe is good, and we're questionable this year about that. But
they're struggling a little bit. You were saying, really impressed with Twinsburg.
Yeah, definitely making strides to make the program better, without a doubt.
Yeah,
and this quarterback's back. Alex back next year.
That's right. Yeah, he's a junior. Well, he looked good. He had a nice game.
Yes, he did. Figueroa motions back into the backfield now. Sure is a handoff directly to him. I don't think with either Kyle Figueroa nor Stack got 100 yards today. Probably around the 60-yard mark each one of them, you would think.
Figueroa had a couple nice runs that maybe got him close in the second half. He had a nice run on the option, nice run down here.
So the Grizzlies will go to 3-1 on the season.
Great game tonight for Wadsworth if you're a lineman, both sides of the ball, offense and defense. We did a really nice job.
Something we don't see here too often is this low scoring. I won't say low.
We still
low scoring. We said 35. We scored 35 points, and that's low scoring. But excellent job, especially coming off of a tough loss last week against Medina. And shaking those cobwebs off and getting that out of your mind.
The first half was tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think if you would, in an honest moment, you ask the coaches or the players, they're going to say they didn't expect it to be a tie game going in at halftime.
Figueroa right up the middle. He's still on his feet, breaks a couple tackles.
I think Coach Todd's got to be really happy with this response.
Yes.
That's a tough game against Medina.
Yes.
That's a tough team.
Tough team, a tough loss. Great athletes. What a program.
Big game for them.
Coach Laird has developed there in Medina. They have a lot of talent there in Medina.
Talk about putting pressure on a team when going in and you're on defense, you're going to have to defend this team 4 downs. I mean, they're going for it every 4th down.
Yes.
So you can't get off the field on 3rd down. You got to play an extra down.
It could be on your own 10 who's going for it.
Yeah.
And it's Stack takes a knee. That is the game, ladies and gentlemen. The Wadsworth Grizzlies come out victorious tonight.
That's a good win.
Yep, 35-24 victory over the Tigers. Good, hard-fought win. Against Brecksville next week, they'll be here. So the player of the night, who would you give that to for the Grizzlies offensively?
I would say off the top of my head, Kyle Figueroa. I think he just brought it when they needed to bring it there in the second half. Yeah.
Defensively, boy, Madigan played well. All your down line, it was good.
Maybe Jacob Ernest made some plays from linebacker. But you mentioned it before. I mean, to make plays a linebacker, you really got to be stuffing guys up front with your front three, Ryder was very good.
Telfeller.
Holzak was very good. Tefteller, yeah, they just had a lot of good team win. You know, a lot of times you see those big plays by Will Stack, and you just didn't see. They did. You know, if you're on defense, if you're Twinsburg or whoever Wadsworth's playing, you're going to bottle that up.
There's
You
figure
see,
eights.
figure eight.
Stiff arm. Figure eight once again for a touchdown.
We mentioned the first half. Remember, Will Stack had all 3 touchdowns. So you know, if you remember the first half, you know that's. You can't discount him, and well, he had a nice game too. Will Stack. I mean, you know, they shut him down a little bit, and there's nothing he can do about it. That's just the defense saying, we're not going to let you beat us. And he just kept playing and good ball handling. You can't, you know, little things like making a nice pitch on the option.
Yeah.
You said kept the ball to the last second.
Yep. And it was a great play call. You got to give that to coaching staff, a great timed play call, not expecting it, and executed well by the Grizzlies.
Yep, and all those offensive plays, all the ball handling by the quarterback, no turnovers.
No turnovers, yep. And you called it. The turnover in the second half the Tigers had, you know, questionable or not, was a big turning point of the game. Big turning point. Well, for WCTV, I'm Robert Rickenbacker, Scott McMillan, John Bernard in the booth, in the van, Aiden Jasinski on the screen. Enjoying the
Great camera work.
Yep, excellent camera work, as usual. Fantastic job. Wadsworth Grizzlies victorious tonight. Good night, Wadsworth.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.